Hello, Internet friends. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett here in the King 5 newsroom on this Friday evening. It's just right around 8:45. Blustery start to the weekend. We saw some really gusty winds. In fact, all of the watches and warnings lived up to the hype. Happy to report the frontal boundary has moved on now and the winds are calming. It's going to stay breezy overnight tonight. In fact, it won't be completely calm until we get to Sunday, but you know what? It's going to be pretty good. And even though we're tracking another system moving through, looks like it's going to move through at a very convenient time. So if you want to get out and recreate this weekend or getting something done in the yard, looks like it's going to be a fine weekend to do that. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. First of all, live look from Bellingham. And again, this is about 8:45 on Friday night that I'm recording this. So still active in Bellingham, still getting some pretty heavy duty camera rock. We've seen some gusts in the order of about 30-40 miles an hour there throughout the afternoon and evening. And again, the later that it gets, the better it will become. Take a look at SeaTac. We've got some raindrops on the lens there as well, and it looks like they're being driven by some wind that's been coming through fairly gusty. In fact, taking a look at today's winds, Bellingham and SeaTac were two places where we saw some of the bigger gusts there. 45 miles an hour at SeaTac, 49 in Bellingham, and the big winner on the coast today was Hoquiam, where we got up close to 60 miles an hour. The good news is we're at that time of year where most everything that's going to blow down has already done so. So we saw some power outages today, but not widespread. So that's some good news. Take a look at the Seattle waterfront, 46 degrees, wind coming in from the south-southwest about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Roads were wet for the commute tonight, and it looks like they will be again on Saturday morning. In fact, as we take a look at the Meteogram here, most of the heavier rain will fall very conveniently in the middle of the night between about 1 and 3. So by the time we get to about 6 a.m. we're talking some light showers, and by 9 a.m. looks like it's going to start to clear. You can see that that frontal boundary is already well off towards our north and east, but we do have another contender lined up in the Pacific. Perfect comma shape there, but it's going to weaken a little bit as it makes its way towards the Pacific Northwest, so not expecting this to be a big rainer, and most of that will conveniently move through in the middle of the night again on Saturday. I'll show you that in a moment. Let me show you what we're tracking on radar right now. Some of those heavier and steadier showers that we were tracking during the evening commute have now just tapered off to showers coming in from the south and west and heading up towards the north and east. You notice that snow levels are a bit on the high side right now, riding around 4,000 feet. They'll drop down to about 3,000 feet on Saturday, but not expecting much in the way of pass impacts, and as it stands right now, not seeing any watches or warnings in the mountains. Wind direction and speed again has backed off considerably from what we saw earlier, but still seeing some gusts in the mid to upper 20s in places like Everett and Whidbey Island. Take a look at the future for the wind there. It will continue to stay breezy overnight tonight. We go into Saturday morning right around 10 a.m. and you'll notice a big directional change where it starts coming offshore again in the mountains and starts coming up from the south and down towards the lowlands there. So again, breezy, not particularly gusty, and by the time we get to late Saturday into Sunday, we'll start to see that word calm and some single digits there as this frontal boundary passes through. Speaking of a frontal boundary passing through, by the time we get to about 8 a.m. tomorrow, as we saw from that Meteogram earlier, it looks like we will start to see some clearing. We'll see some snow from the central Cascades up towards the north, so Stevens Pass and Baker look like they'll do pretty well, but our southern resorts, especially down towards Crystal and White Pass and even Snoqualmie, will start picking up snow in the afternoon into the evening as another band of rain moves through the southwestern interior and Hood Canal. Get to Sunday morning around 8 a.m. you notice that little pulse of energy that moves through in the middle of the night is very convenient, so by the time it gets to be Sunday morning, again tracking some showers up towards Skagit and Whatcom County and some light snow in the mountains, and then it will continue to move on. So it looks like Sunday afternoon into Monday is actually going to be pleasant. Won't be completely clear out there, but it won't be terrible either. Take a look at accumulated precipitation. Again, not really anything all that impressive there either. Kind of standard for this time of year. Half-inch in Seattle. Bremerton will get about 3/4 of an inch, and out towards the coast anywhere between 1/3 and 1/2 inch. 7-day snow and freezing level shows those snow levels, as we saw earlier, popping up to about 4,000 feet on Saturday, so that'll keep us from having any major pass impacts, dropping down to about 3,500 on Sunday, so kind of the best of both worlds. It'll put some snow up into the mountains there, but keep it out of the passes. So if you are planning on heading up to the mountains, it looks like, well, basically everybody will have some freshies waiting for you. And if you want to head up on Sunday, it gets even better. In fact, we'll see anywhere between about 4 to 6 inches from Stevens through Crystal, and then about 9 inches up towards Baker, where they've got the bank slalom event this weekend. It actually could be kind of fun. It's going to be snowing, well, a lot of people are going to be riding that course. Overnight lows, they're going to be mild, especially compared to how we started the week. You remember on Monday morning, morning. We were in the teens and 20s, so even off towards our east, places like Omak and Ellensburg and Wenatchee will be above the freezing mark, and most of us will see overnight lows in the low to mid 40s, even out towards the coast. High temperatures on Saturday, again, not bad. In fact, this is pretty much where we're supposed to be this time of year, with some upper 40s and lower 50s. Look for 52 in Seattle, 50 in Bellingham. You'll also find 50 down towards Chehalis. 7-day forecast shows showers and some sun breaks on Saturday. We'll get another chance to see the sunshine again on Sunday and Monday. In fact, as we go through the next 7 days, that's kind of the thing that stands out to me, is that we will be seeing some rain that'll be passing through, but it looks like it'll be coming through at convenient times, and it'll also be coming through with some sun breaks as well. So doing pretty well as we make our way into early February. From the King 5 Newsroom, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett. Stay warm, stay dry, and as always, keep looking up.